and Facebook. Let me hit the gram up. All right, here I am. I'm live on the gram. Y'all see me? Y'all see the fit? The fit is crazy. I'm in my garb in the whole nine. What's up? What's up? I had an exciting weekend. We were celebrating my birthday. Thanks for everyone that came and chilled with your boy for his birthday. We had a good time, man. It was crazy. We had it at I think it's called Whiskey Blue, a cigar bar. It's at the top of the W Hotel. They don't call it the W no more. I think they call it the Coley. You know, had a ill cake of a Hennessy bottle. You know what I mean? Uh, got quite a few watches. I got a Rolex. I got another Invicta. Um, got all the things. I got this new piece. I think my son bought it. Allah, crazy, white gold and diamonds. Got the Allah on my head head scarf. You know what I mean? Um, and the whole nine. But what really did it for me was, all the people that came out, the friends that came out and celebrated with me, and the family that celebrated with me on my solar return for being 50. So I really appreciate that. You know, for the people that wasn't invited, not my fault. It was a surprise birthday party. It was not my fault. I did not put out the list or anything, so don't blame me. You should have been in contact with Shell. You wasn't in contact with Shell. You wasn't put on the list. You know what I mean? It's that simple. So it is what it is. Um, I gotta start waving to everyone on the gram. I keep on forgetting about the wave. It's I'm still getting new to streaming all of these at the same time. You know what I mean? I'm not no expert yet, but I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. You know. Um, I'm gonna talk about the Charlie Sprinkle shit because some of the things that I derived the injunction, the do not detain list, came from his case, Charlie Sprinkle. Let me put it in the chat where you could take it and read along with me. A lot of y'all probably never heard of Charlie Sprinkle. He was the first person to go on the do not detain list in the 70s. He did it in the 70s. He was no joke. He did it on constitutional principles. And Ronald Reagan was the governor. He stepped to Ronald Reagan and told Ronald Reagan they violated my rights to travel. You need to protect me. It's your job. Ronald Reagan was the governor. And Ronald Reagan wrote him back and said, I'm not doing that. You know, even though he told him you were a constitutional officer, you're a trustee, and it's your job to protect my rights to travel. So he sued Ronald Reagan. He sued bunch sheriffs. He sued any and everyone that had to step to him about his rights to travel. First, he did an administrative process, and then he sued him. And they got back with him. Secret Service came to his door and asked him, They said to him, my office. They said to him, basically, if if you drop your suit, you'll have free reign of the roads. So what Charlie Sprinkle did, he jumped on the road, found some cops, and zoomed past them doing about 100. They pulled him over. When they found out his name, they said, "Have a nice day," right? And then they let him on his way. He was on a do not detain, first person. So I think his stuff is, yeah, he did it without a trust. It was crazy. He really understood the Constitution, and he was the first to do it. So, you think about it. When I did the injunction, I was the first one to do it, of course, because I made it up, and I didn't have no trust. I didn't have no trust. And when I did my injunction, I had about 5 open cases for travel. I need to shave. I need to get groomed up. I'm looking a little rough. Um, yeah, I did it, and it eliminated all the cases that I had. It shut them all down. And I didn't even send it into the cases. I sent it to the governor. And it was because of Charlie Sprinkle and what he did suing Ronald Reagan, the governor of California at the time, that assures that the governor knows when we step to them with the injunction that they have to protect us. It was Charlie Sprinkle's case that made that happen. So, big ups to all the people who came before us that did great work that allows us to do what we're doing today. But I'm on the site. Let me start reading it. It says, ignorance of the law is no excuse. And it says, it's my opinion that the term ignorance of the law is no excuse has been misrepresented by those of us hear or read it. We naturally assume it means just because we do not know the law, that we do not use that as a defense in violating the laws. Truth is believing. Ignorance is of the law actually means ignorance of how the laws apply and how to use them to our own defense. How to be lawyers. It is actual meaning of the intent of the words. So he's saying you must know the laws to be able to use the laws to defend yourself. If you don't know the laws, you can't defend yourself. And I find that 99.9% of the people don't know the laws. And the laws start with the Constitution. The thing about the Constitution is everybody and their mama, cop, lawyer, you name it, they took an oath to follow the Constitution. Therefore, you must know the Constitution to enforce the Constitution on them, that they'll follow the law. So a lot of people go into it, and they'll what Moors do is they'll challenge jurisdiction. They challenge jurisdiction on the fact that they're Moors, and they'll say, I'm part of Morocco. I'm part of the Moorish Empire. The thing that kills me is, but on the other hand, they say they part and parcel of the United States. So if you part and parcel of the United States, how could you be foreign when you're a Moor in their courts? That confuses me. I don't know about y'all. It confuses me. It makes no sense. Now, I recognize that you got the Articles of Confederation, the Articles of Association, which existed before the Constitution. It's the precursor of the Constitution. It is a constitution of its own. And the Constitution says all treaties, laws that entered into it before the adoption of this Constitution is holding on us as it was on the Confederation. right? Which means that those laws are the supreme law of the land. And in the Articles of Confederation, it says you have the right to travel, free ingress and regress, which means the to and fro from the state, uninhibited, 100% uninhibited, right? Then the Articles of Association, which existed before the United States existed, expressly denied, condemned, and did away with all forms of slavery. All forms of slavery. That means there was never slavery within the United States. Of course, y'all don't know that, but I know that. The documents proves it never existed in America. As long as America has been a country, slavery's never existed. But since you have ignorance of the law, they can do that to you. The Constitution came back and said, there'll be no slavery except if someone commits a crime, a felony, which means you can go to jail and be enslaved. Well, that ain't what the document beforehand said, the Articles of Association. It said all forms of slavery, all forms. So your ignorance of knowing that slavery does not exist allows them to enslave you with the straw man and everything else. You know what I mean? So you do have to know certain things. Now, Charlie Sprinkle was able to jump this shit off because he had knowledge of the previous documents, like the Constitution, the Articles of Confederation, the Articles of Association. Hell, the Magna Carta. The Magna Carta actually says right to travel, right? And he used them. He stepped to Ronald Reagan, who was the governor, and said, "You're going to put me on the do not detain list." Ronald Reagan didn't agree with him. He sued them. They could not get his case dismissed out of federal court. Why? Because the federal court is supposed to uphold the Constitution and the laws. They took an oath. So they would not dismiss his case. Now, they'll tell you, like 10 years later, they finally got it dismissed and say they defeated the case. The truth is, Charlie Sprinkle stopped fighting the case because he got what he wanted. He didn't need to, go on with it. He was already put on the do not detain. But that doesn't mean you can't use this case and use it to bust their ass right now. You know what I mean? So it says Charlie Sprinkle's lawsuit. This lawsuit Charlie Sprinkle used to defeat the state of California in an attempt to extort money from him driving without a license. Because of this suit, the state backed down and Charlie traveled in his automobile and to his death 40 years later without a driver's license. So the suit was in 1975. 45 years later would be like 2015. 2015, 5 years ago. 5 years ago. He didn't have a license. He didn't have a license plate. He didn't have a tag or anything. So it is what it is. Now, I don't do it the way Charlie does it, but I ain't had no driver's license in 20 years. I get stopped all the time. Nothing ever happens. Have a nice day. That's what they say to me. When I get stopped, it lasts maybe 2 minutes. My stop takes 2 minutes. It only takes them enough time to pull me up in the computer. Now, for all you newbies who want to learn about that, and you go to my site, jonahbay.com, and you pick up the injunction webinar and the injunction template. You get it popping. You know what I mean? Even my brothers that drive for commerce, that's truck drivers, You want to do the injunctions so you can be on it when you're not in your truck. And and when you're in your truck, you don't get those tickets and stuff. You don't get those tickets and stuff like being too heavy and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But let's go on to this case. It says Charlie Sprinkle's Section 1983 case from 1975. Charlie Sprinkle, they got his date, plaintiff pro se. U.S. District Court, Central District of California, 312 Spring Street, Los Angeles, California. Plaintiff versus Governor Ronald Reagan, his wife Nancy, District Attorney Stanley Traum, his wife Joan Traum, Deputy District Attorney William Hinckley, his wife Mary Hinckley, Judge Benjamin Ruffner, his wife Jacqueline Ruffner, Judge Donald Polick, his wife Georgia Polick, Judge Richard Heaton, his wife Ann Heaton, Officer Glenn White, his wife Judy White, Officer Gary Hartman, his wife Patricia Hartman, Judge Robert Soros, his wife Catherine Soros, defendants in the case. Complaint for money damages, deprivation of constitutional rights, conspiracy to deprive plaintiff of constitutional rights, and failure to protect from conspiracy to deprive plaintiff of constitutional rights. Jury is hereby demanded. This shit is dope. Comes now, the plaintiff, above named his own natural person, complains against defendants above named for depriving plaintiff of constitutional rights under color of state law, custom uses, conspiracy so to deprive, and failure to neglect, refusal to protect plaintiff from said conspiracy, although it was within their power to do so. Jurisdiction. This is where he gives the court jurisdiction. The court has jurisdiction under 28 USC 1343, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, under USC 1938, 1985. 3. Plaintiffs and individuals named are citizens and residents of the state of California. Defendants are employees of the state of California in the county of Ventura. See, so he was very specific on bringing them in their personal capacity. And that's what y'all have to learn how to do when suing people. Don't sue them as the corporation, as their corporate selves. They're protected under sovereign immunity, but they're not protected under their personal capacity. And under their personal capacity, they are strawmen just like your strawman. If you were to bring the bank in, the county and all that, they are considered trust. And they're considered natural persons. You can't beat them. You can't beat them if you go after them as a straw man and they're as those companies as natural persons. See? So this is why we got to study these things to know the difference of how the hell could he do that lawsuit and I couldn't. He understood some things that you didn't understand. Right? So then, let me read the first cause of action. Plaintiff is a resident of the county of Ventura, state of California, for the past 13 years. Ronald Reagan is the governor of the state of California. Robert Soros is the judge in the municipal court, county of Ventura, state of California. Stanley Traum is the district attorney for the county of Ventura, state of California. William L. Hinckley is the deputy district attorney for the county of Ventura, state of California. See, he broke down who these people are in their personal capacity and who they are when they're working. Then, and notice he put the personal capacity first. Then he went on and said, William L. Hinckley is the Deputy District Attorney for the County of Ventura, State of California. Glenn White is the Court Officer of the State Highway Patrol, County of Victoria, State of California. Gary Hartman is a Highway Patrol Officer in the County of Ventura, State of California. Benjamin Ruffner is the Judge of Superior Court, in the State of California. Donald Polek is Superior Court Judge, County of Victoria, State of California. Richard Heatington, Superior Court Judge, County of Ventura, State of California. Nancy Reagan, Joan Traum, Mary Hinkle, Ann Heaton, Judy White, Jacqueline A. Ruffner, Georgia L. Polek, Patricia Hartman, and Catherine A. Soros are, to the best of the plaintiff's knowledge and belief, the wives, respectively, of the defendants named above. They are joined as a protection to the plaintiff against their husband's unlawful dissipation of assets, an attempt and conveyances in property to attempt to defraud legitimate creditors. So he wanted to make sure they couldn't spread the wealth to their women to stop him from suing. So he brought them in also. Dope. I mean, he clearly did his research. He clearly hired a private investigator. He clearly bust their ass. Are y'all doing that when y'all trying to do suits? Are y'all going in this heavy when trying to go after these people? You know what I mean? He knew exactly what he was doing. Now he goes into what happened. And he's going into it. He says, stop by a highway patrol January 15th, 1974. He says, on and about January 15, 1974, plaintiff was driving a 1967 Triumph automobile on the State of California highway. Plaintiff was arrested in order to obtain a driver's license and automobile license. Driver license is a title of nobility that goes against the Constitution. Both are titles of nobility. Said order was in violation of Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. Section 10, no state shall enter any treaty, alliance, confederation, grant letters of marque, reprisal, and a license is a letter of marque and reprisal, by the way. Coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin tender in the payment of debts, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law. That's what I use for the injunction, see? Impaired obligations of contracts, and to grant any titles of nobility. No state, without the consent of Congress, lay any imposts, duties, imports, exports, except what may absolutely necessity for executing its inspection and laws and net produce in all duties of imports laid by any state's imports, exports. You notice he uses the same stuff that I told y'all to put in your injunction. Did you notice this? These are the things that they can't do against your right to travel per the Constitution. This is how you catch them out there. This is how I caught them out there. This is how he caught them out there. I'm going to open up the call lines. We're going to talk about this a little bit. We're going to talk about this a little bit. You said your email ancestors working. I think that it's working. You let me know if it's working. I don't know. I'm gonna open a call line. I'm going to 612-578. Please stay on point.
Jonah, what it is?
What up, yo?
It's your brother Noble Day.
What's up,
What
God?
it look like?
Chilling.
I'm just out the gym getting some money. Check me out. This is relevant. Okay. You said that you didn't necessarily have you didn't have your copyright and all that. You didn't have your trust done and all of that.
No, I didn't.
So what I'm saying is, right. So is it dishonest or misleading on your injunction when you like, yo, boom, I got a lien on that.
Nope.
You violate that. This is what it is.
Nope.
You see what I'm saying?
Nope.
Is it more appropriate to do it now?
You do it before you even do the lien, because you're in the process of doing your lien. Lien takes time.
Right. Right.
Lien
also,
takes time.
There's been a question amongst my Jonah Bay fellow students that, as we look deeper, we get more educated. Okay, so do we even want to let the authorities know that my spiritual name even exists? If we really trying to move into private, why even put that on the injunction, right?
Listen.
See what I'm asking?
I see what you're asking. Listen, the problem is when you're dealing with the injunction, you're dealing with peons, right? Peons don't understand law, right? So if you tell a peon that you have a lien and you're going to sue the shit out of them for trespassing on your lien, they understand that.
Right.
They understand that, right? Whereas if you leave certain information, if you leave certain information out, they're not going to understand it. It's legalese. You got to tell them, I'm going to fuck you up if you fuck with me. It's that simple.
Okay. All right.
Now, you don't have to. You don't have to. But me, I do it because I don't want to go to court. I don't want to sue them. I'd rather them leave me alone. Right. You know what I mean? Now, for people who like suing motherfuckers and going to court, don't tell them. You know what I mean?
You saying be a gentleman, give them due notice so that
yes. Yes.
All right. Okay. That's my one issue.
Even the UCC. The UCC one is used to put a lien. You're non-UCC, right? They tell you got to do a UCC to do a notice of a lien to let people know. It's just honorable to let them know.
Right.
Warning.
Right. What's up, baby? Yep. Okay, that's peace. Now, as it relates to, I'm gonna do that. As it relates to children, 8 years old. You said I can't. One day you was like, you can't make them your slave. And then last week you was like, yo, put them in your trust, your spirit, your
absolutely
trust. So how do I protect the baby? I never authenticated a birth certificate. We never got one. I never applied for one. I had my I had like some shit you gave us years ago. I did like an affidavit of parentage, right? They let me fuss with them for a little bit. They let us out the hospital, whatever. I never got a birth certificate issue. How do I put them under my protection?
Now, they don't have a birth certificate. They don't have a social.
You know what? They issued them. They issued you one on. They issued me one, but I never applied. So
They did that with my daughter.
I don't got a birth certificate on none of them, but they did issue two socials.
They did that with my daughter.
They issued two different ones because the spelling was wrong.
They called it Baby Scott. They did that with my daughter.
Yup.
And I took
baby
that birth certificate and I went and got her a passport in England, and I went and got her a passport in America. See, they can't track her like that because it just says they can't track her because it just says Baby Scott. You know what I mean?
Okay, so the wifey is Mexican and she got a Mexican passport. So just have her get the baby's Mexican passport?
Yeah. Now, let's just say she didn't have no type of passport whatsoever.
Right.
then all you would do is go do the name change, get the name officially done, and you got papers on the baby.
Right. Okay. I got you. Also, this is my last joint. This is relative. You know, October 21st this year, they're gonna demand that you have either some spiritual ID or you're gonna have to use state ID. They making that a mandate. You ain't traveling nowhere.
I need y'all to read. I'm gonna do a show on the real ID. It's a lot of misinformation on it.
I'll leave that alone.
And in the law, the Real ID Act, because that's what goes along with COVID and all that, right? It says you can use your birth certificate to travel.
Yep. Okay.
So it's misinformation. I've always traveled with my birth certificate to get on the plane to go everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's still going to continue. It is the birth certificate that allows you to get a license. It allows you to get everything.
Right.
Now, also, we have started our ecclesiastical trust where we'll be able to issue religious documentation.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. Either way it goes, we're going to get around that. All you do is read the law to get around that.
What shirt he got on? Okay, I'm looking for it. Yeah, okay, that's good. We touched it all. Okay, and you said, now one more thing. In Minnesota, we got like what they call him, man? They call him Director of Public Safety.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a constitutional officer if he run the state troopers? Because in my state, the state troopers is controlled, the highway patrol. Okay, all the police, all of the sheriffs is controlled by the public safety dude.
Can't be true. He's not constitutional. You got the in-law.
He controlled.
You got the in-law at law, which is his job, and then you got constitution. Right. This is the thing about what I was telling y'all. Who did Charlie Sprinkle sue? Right? And he sued everyone that was constitutional. District of Attorney is constitutional. Right?
Right. Well, Attorney General, obviously.
Governor is constitutional. Right?
Right.
And then he started going after people that was under them, the district attorney, deputy district attorney. See, the deputy district attorney is the one that hires the police. But he has.
Are you sure?
Right. See, check it out. Let me break it down.
All right, go.
District of Attorney, constitutional, right? He's the one that had to take the oath. He's the one with the job, right?
Right.
His deputy is up under him. He deputized him. That means he didn't take the oath. The district attorney deputized the deputy district attorney, so he can do what is called the at-law shit, the shit that the police do. Right. So that's why the majority of the time you're in these courts, the deputy district attorney is going after you with his lawyers. It is not the district attorney that's coming after you because he's on the private side.
It's the ADA.
Yes.
Right.
See, so you got to know when they have a deputy, this nigga is going to go against the Constitution. That's his job.
One. I'm right. We good. You touch my concerns. I love you, happy physical return.
Yeah.
And yeah, brother, we doing this, man. 2021 is the year of the lawsuit. I'm going after everybody.
Right.
Man.
So your thing is, if you gave the deputy the motherfucking power, you were supposed to rein him in. You supposed to rein him in, and you didn't rein him in, so I'm coming after you. And that's how
All right,
that
Jonah.
works.
I'll let somebody else rock.
All right, peace, God. All right, so I'm going to call her 616-723. Peace to the God. Peace.
Peace, Jonah.
Peace. How you doing?
How are you today? I'm
I'm
good.
doing
How are
wonderful,
you?
magnificent, and great. How you?
Excellent. I'm doing the same, especially since I've connected with you today on your show. I've been working on the injunction because I want to do one, like you mentioned, on the express truck.
Right.
And hopefully that will cover everything. So that's my next move right there. And I have to get your the last webinar that you did this month. I think
good.
14th,
Thank you for
14th.
bringing that up. The webinar is available. Y'all should see it across the feed on your screen. The webinar is available. I'm about to put the flyer up where y'all can buy the webinar for the house webinar. And I've already set the date for the next webinar so you can put the proper lien on your straw man, the $9 billion lien on your straw man, so that your trust can be the secured party and it can sue the banks for not giving the consideration. So those two things I'm going to put up on Instagram. I'm going to put it up on Facebook. No, Instagram and Facebook. Not on YouTube, Instagram and Facebook. And y'all will be able to purchase it for those who missed it. For those of y'all who wants to get the template, you're going to get the my son already sent an email blast out to your email where you get the discounted rate to buy it. And because you was on the webinar. And y'all can buy the template and all that and get the video. So that's what's up. Now, anyway, go ahead, girl.
Sounds wonderful, wonderful. Now, what to send make sure when we do the injunction that is sent to the county sheriff, to the state attorney general, and to the governor, right?
Yup, and all the sheriffs. All of those people are constitutional officers.
Okay. And you mentioned something about the district attorney. Should we send one to the district attorney?
You're supposed to send it to the district attorney.
While I was listening.
Yeah, the district attorney as well.
Okay. Anyone else I'm missing?
Nope. And I normally do 3 sheriffs. 3 sheriffs.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, I'm going to do 4 because I'm in an area that is
even better.
Like Tri-County, yeah. And then there's a 4th one that surrounds the surrounding counties, so I do it that way as well.
Even better.
Sounds good. Okay, I'm here in Michigan, so I know one was done already. I bought that one, I think, from Akeem when I attended the seminar with you and Akeem back in Detroit. So I'm going to make sure I customize it for that.
Right.
For those people.
For all the people that's new, be careful of dealing with Akeem. Akeem was a student that went rogue, and he's trying to do his own thing. Everything he does isn't based on straight law. And of course, he don't teach like I teach. I taught him.
That's true. As far as you teaching him and as far as you following the law, that's why I've stuck with you over the years. I used to listen to you when you were with the other guy. Yusuf.
Yes.
Yeah, and I noticed, I didn't see him getting any remedies, but I've gotten remedies from working with you, so I'm sticking with you.
Thank you.
And you follow their laws.
Thank you. I base it on law, not my opinion.
I thank you.
Peace.
Definitely.
I'm gonna go to the next caller. I'm going to 636-249. Now, like I was saying, we got the flyer for the buy the webinar I just did, and we got the flyer that's up for the next upcoming webinar that's in April. But I'm going to call it 636-249. Peace to the God. Peace.
Hey, peace to the gods. What's up, Jonah?
Peace to the God. What's going on?
Yo, man, happy born day.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
day, and,
Thank you.
happy New Year's to everyone.
Yeah, and I'm so sorry I didn't get the chance to do the New Year's New Year's what's the name? I said I was gonna do. It was a surprise party.
I was waiting on that.
Yeah, it was a surprise party. They had all my time. I just didn't get a chance to slip away and do, the ritual, New Year's ritual. I'm so sorry. I hope y'all did it on y'all's own.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, not really. But I hope it's not too late.
I feel you.
I was waiting.
I feel you.
But yeah, basically everything that I was looking for was pretty much answered. But I want to talk really fast about. I overheard you say something about the title of nobility, and you said it was illegal when it came down to sparkles in the law, the Constitution. So I was looking at one thing. It's talking about title of nobility, and it says something about the 11th Congress of May 1st, 1810. How they were able to strip the United States citizenship from people who had titles of nobility.
Yes.
That's from foreign countries, but that's a good thing, right?
It was. See, here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. If you was in your proper person as a Moor, you kept your title of nobility because it was the Moorish government that was the government, right?
Mm-hmm.
You weren't supposed to be, as a Moor, you were never supposed to be a United States citizen. Now, people, including Moors, who wanted to be United States citizens would lose their Moorish nobility to become a United States citizen. So this is why I teach y'all constantly. You cannot be part and parcel of the United States and be a Moor. You can't be a Moor and use a birth certificate. You can't be a Moor and use a social security number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In fact, want to state again, like how the information or what we need to do to get the IDPs from them. I mean, I would say it, but that's your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the new listeners might need to know how to get the IDPs again.
Okay. If you want an international driving permit, contact me on my email, jonahbay@gmail.com. If you want a license from a foreign country, you contact me at the same email. And I will give you the information on how to get that. I don't deal with it, but I'll give you the information on how to do that.
Yeah, I'm still behind. I haven't got that one yet. But I'll probably just do that today. Yeah, I've been meaning to get it for quite a while now. So the purpose for the foreign license is because it has to go with IDP.
It has to go with the IDP. IDP is a treaty. It's treaty law. And it says in the treaty, you must have the IDP with an accompanying foreign license.
Okay, facts. All right. Well, hold on. Well, you know what? Hey, Jonathan, ask one question that's outside of the scope of what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Still trying to do the taxes, and IRS literally changed my entity's election. Basically, I guess this is the way to put it. I was LLC in one of my companies with the state. It says LLC. But with the IRS, these idiots then put my stuff on a C corp. So can I just add the trust as the owner?
Yes.
Just go down to the state and just do it
you
that
do
way?
An 8832.
Get something started.
You do an 8832.
But they telling me, they keep saying that this only for LLC. You're a C corp.
You do an 8832 for the EIN for that corporation, and you give the EIN of the 98, and it takes care of that.
Got you. they just a bunch of liars. And I was reading this stuff, and I saw what they said on there, but I knew there's got to be some hidden information.
Right.
But okay, I appreciate it. I'm yield the floor.
All right, peace. Now, y'all, I need y'all to stay on topic with, Charlie Sprinkle, IDP, right to travel, knowing the constitutions to enforce your right to travel. See, because I'm doing this for a purpose. Some of the older listeners is like, damn, he doing that Charlie Sprinkle shit again? Yes. Dog. The same shit that you using in this right to travel is the same shit you're going to have to use to get out of this travel. You can't travel without getting the vaccination shot. You understand? It's the right to travel. You're going to have to do the same type of suit. Your suit is going to have all this shit in it. I'm doing it for a purpose. It has a purpose. So if you don't understand how to do this suit, you're not going to know how to sue for the right to travel because you didn't get the vaccination. I hope y'all understand that. So I'm keeping you on point. All right, I'm going to the next caller. I'm going to 347-422. Peace to the God. Peace.
Peace to the God, Sensei. Pax Leorum, Pax Domini. Happy fiscal, happy real New Year.
Yeah, it's the real New Year. Happy New Year.
I salute. 50 more years, Sensei. Let's go.
Ah, shit.
I'm so happy and thankful for everything you taught me and everybody listening, and we're growing, and we want more. Thank you greatly, Sensei. I yield.
Thank you. Peace, God. I mean, I want you to be prepared. I mean, I want you to take this Charlie Sprinkles lawsuit, sit it down, study it, write it up for yourself. Later on, I'm going to come back and give y'all what needs to be in it to make it for the vaccination. But your homework right now is to take it and dissect it. Because they're talking about if you don't have vaccination, they're only going to allow you to travel in your city. Now, for me, that would be Atlanta. I wouldn't even be able to go to Stone Mountain, Decatur, College Park. And yeah, they're trying to do that this year. So I'm giving you the ammunition that you need before they do this shit, man. It's very important. Now, also, for all the people who own houses and all that, you want to pick up the webinar that I did this month on the trust. The trust does a lawsuit in equity to get your house free and clear after you put the house inside the trust. To put the house inside the trust, you have to do what is called the quit claim deed and put the trust name on the deed. You want to pick up the trust series lawsuit. And the one that I'm talking about is the Trust House Lawsuit webinar. It's $325. It's at jonahbay.com. Pick that up. You're going to want that. Right? And like I said, we're going to have another lawsuit, another webinar that's coming up. And it's on April 3rd. It's for $200. It's called the Trust $9 billion Lien on the Straw Man webinar. I'm going to show you how to put the real lien, to do the promissory note, so the trust can actually own in commerce everything of your straw man. It can be what is called the holder in due course. All right? No one has ever shown y'all how to do this stuff according to the law. The SPC process tells you to put a security lien. A security lien. It's not right. You have to do a loan. The trust has to loan the straw man shit. So you have to do a promissory note. Now, promissory notes, and let me tell you something. I shouldn't be telling y'all this. When the trust has the perfected promissory note, the trust can keep the promissory note, or the trust can sell the promissory note to a bank. Banks buy securities. That's how they're in business, to buy securities. Securities are promissory notes. They're promissory notes. I promised to pay XYZ because this person gave me XYZ. So you definitely want to be on this upcoming webinar to learn the actual law on how that works. All right, so I'm going to the next call. I'm going to 917-796. Peace to the God.
Peace to the gods.
What's up?
Happy solar return.
Thank you, brother.
Happy solar return. All right. I'm listening to the show. Hot topic. I had just one question.
Okay.
Since you know, some of us have done the trust, right? Now, the question is, does the judge and all these other people who are in business, right? Do they have sovereign immunity when it comes to the trust? Like, if the trust is suing, an officer, do they have sovereign immunity?
Okay.
How they claim,
I was explaining to you when we were reading Charlie Sprinkle's lawsuit. You have to go after them in their personal capacity. But if the trust is suing, it doesn't matter if it's in his personal capacity or its corporate capacity. It's not safe from the trust. The trust is using equity law and it's using equity court. And the trust is what is called a natural person. So no one is safe from the trust inside equity court.
Facts. I knew. I just wanted to confirm that.
Mm-hmm. Now today, I'm reading the suit. That suit ain't in equity court. That suit is in at law, and he did it a certain way to make it work at law. That's what I wanted to point out to y'all. He did it under a 1986 suit, deprivation of rights.
Right.
So
that was the question.
All right, then. Peace, God. Appreciate you.
Peace, God.
All right, I'm going to the next caller. I'm going to 424-281. It's funny. A lot of y'all like me on live. Y'all looking at me on live. A lot of people don't get on the actual blog talk no more. They're on Facebook. They're on Instagram. They're on YouTube. I don't see all those questions that y'all put in the other places. Y'all need to be on here as well so I can start seeing y'all's questions. But go ahead.
Peace to the God.
Peace to the God. I'm doing wonderful, man. How you?
Yeah, that injunction is hell, man.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, I can do that on the show. Yeah, I'll hear you. Yeah, my phone, I'm traveling. Go ahead.
Are you talking to me or someone else? I can't hear you. Hello? Hello?
Yeah. So it's a real eye opener, and for you to do it and not even really go with to get it from him, but you have the same thing in there because it's all constitutional.
Bro, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We can't hear you.
Well,
Nah, we can't hear you. We ain't hear none of the shit you said.
Yeah, you hear me, Jonah?
It's a little better. Now you're gonna have to say everything all over again.
Yeah, I was just saying, the elder, you know, he really dropped it. You know what I'm saying? Charlie Sprinkle, yeah, we were studying his joint when we first heard it.
Right.
When I first, caught wind of him, I was like, woo, I said, the right to travel. I said, he's going in. I said, damn, he's throwing on me. He's doing all types of stuff.
Yeah, and they'll try to act like this shit never happened. They try to deny it.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
All right, then. Wonderful talking to you, my brother. Peace.
Yeah, G. Yeah, peace.
Yeah, he had a bad connection. I couldn't tell whether he was talking to us or he's talking to his peoples or the whole nine. I just couldn't make out a lot of the shit he was saying. Now, I'm gonna go back to the Charlie Sprinkle lawsuit. And it says, I'm gonna start where it says Federal Reserve notes are not backed by silver and gold. Defendant Hardman, highway patrolman, also required me to pay for said license with Federal Reserve notes that are not backed by gold and silver coin, as stipulated in Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. Defendant Hardman threatened plaintiff with deprivation of liberty and property without due process of law, which means he threatened to lock him up. And he didn't have due process of law. He didn't go in front of a jury of his peers before being locked up, right? All this was done under color custom usage of California State Vehicle Code. Defendant White, acting in conspiracy with Hartman and under color custom and usage of law, ordered plaintiff to court. This constitutes a violation of its oath of office as covered by Title 18 USC 241 and 242, which is color of law. 25, defendant Soares was assigned to court wherein plaintiff appeared as a defendant in a criminal traffic case. 26, plaintiff filed a motion for counsel of his own choice, as is his right set forth in the Sixth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. 27, defendant Soares, in concert with California State Legislature, has denied plaintiff motion for counsel of his own choice. 28, plaintiff is guaranteed freedom of speech, freedom of association under the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. 29, therefore, plaintiff is free to associate with counsel of his own choice and have a spokesman, counsel of his choice, to speak for him. 30, denial of due process. It says, I'm going to try this real quick. No, I can't. I would love to get you on with me, Sykes, since Sykes7 sent a request to be on my live video. But all the rest of the links that I'm doing, like Facebook and YouTube, won't be able to see you. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have to, fix that later on. I don't know how to do that yet. Denial of counsel and denial of due process. Plaintiff is guaranteed due process of law by the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution. 31, denial of counsel of choice. The Bill of Rights includes counsel of choice in the Sixth Amendment. 32, due process is guaranteed by both the Fifth and the 14th Amendments of the Constitution. Infliction of excessive and therefore cruel and unusual punishment. 33, under the Eighth Amendment, cruel and unusual punishment may not be applied against the plaintiff. 34, defendants may impose just, cruel, and unusual and punishment upon plaintiff by mental stress placed upon the plaintiff as a result of defendant Soares' denial of counsel of choice. 35, under the Ninth Amendment of the Constitution, The plaintiff's right to counsel of choice is protected from encroachment by any individual government body under the 10th Amendment of the Constitution. And 36, plaintiff reserves all powers specifically delegated to delegated to the federal or state government. He has not waived any of his rights aforementioned, which for most part are the natural rights, but are also protected by this Constitution. See, so dude knew the Constitution left and right. He knew how to apply it to himself and the whole nine. These are the things I'm trying to teach y'all. Y'all have to get used to because they're under the Constitution, which means they're trustees, which means the trust indenture is the Constitution. How many of y'all are using it as that and know how to use it as that is my question. And a lot of groups out there are not teaching y'all that. They're not teaching you the difference in knowing how to use this stuff. So you're not getting the benefit of knowing the Constitution and using the Constitution to shut these trustees down. That's what you want to concentrate on. That's what you want to study. Noble Drew Ali said, enforce the Constitution. He was not talking about just enforcing the Circle 7 Quran. He was talking, it's not called a Constitution. It's called the Circle 7 Quran. He was talking about you enforcing the actual constitutions. I'm going to let this dude get in. See, I go to let him in. He declined. He didn't want to talk no more. Man, why you don't want to talk no more? You be all that bullshit. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. So it's knowing the Constitution and knowing how it applies to you and knowing how to defend it against them. Now, this lawsuit that Charlie did got so much shit in it. It's unbelievable. And, he didn't do no crazy shit. He didn't sue for billions of dollars. He just went general damage, $50,000, punitive damage, $100,000. He wanted to get his point across. That's it. He wanted to get his point across. But a lot of y'all, what's up, my brother? Can you hear me? Huh? He's in a car. It's going in and out. We're gonna try to get him. What'd you say? Damn, I can't hear you.
I came to your seminar in
Uh-huh.
I say I came to your seminar in Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
And I told you wrongful incarcerate. I told you I was wrongful incarcerate.
Right.
The Missouri paid my sentence, and they never did. I need your help, man. You can get half. I ain't fucking the bank about no money.
I ain't got time right now, and I'm so sorry. I ain't got time to help you with your suit to go after them because I'm helping everyone with the suit of trying to travel with this COVID shit. You heard me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said I ain't got time to help you with that suit right now because I'm helping people with the suit for this COVID.
I can't even hear you, man.
Damn. I'm sorry. You can't hear me. See, this is so much harder than it looks to do these lives. I'm probably not going to try this again. Well, I see his face is frozen. He's in a car traveling, so it's hard to do that link too. Now I'm trying to figure out how to cut it down to shut him off. I don't even know how to do that. Oh well, I'm gonna keep on going. But the suit is on point. It's on point. And y'all really have to learn how to do up suits like this. Now, like I said, this is a at-law suit. This ain't equity, but it's a very good suit. It's very good the way they did the paperwork, you know. But I gotta go to the bathroom, so that's gonna be my show for today. I'm gonna be back on Wednesday. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna have another topic. And I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I know I did. And for everyone, go check out jonahbay.com. Pick up the webinar that I just did. That was the 9(8) trust lawsuit for the house. The Trust House lawsuit webinar, 325. And you can buy your pre-tickets for the webinar that's going to be on April 3rd, the Trust $9 billion lien on the straw man. All right. And with that being said, I bid y'all good night. I hope y'all doing wonderful, magnificent, great. I know I am. And I will see you again Wednesday. Peace to the God.